Most people wake up with a strange feeling. Not panic, not fear. Just a quiet sense that something is already late. Like the day has started running before you even open your eyes. There are emails waiting, messages waiting, things from yesterday that never really stayed there. So the morning doesn't begin with intention. It begins with catching up. And almost nobody stops to ask where that pressure is really coming from. Because it doesn't feel like time is running out. It just feels like it's being wasted. Here is the part that quietly changes everything. The average human life is only about 4,000 weeks. Not 4,000 decades. Not 4,000 years, 4,000 Mondays, 4,000 Sundays. 4,000 chances to wake up and say, "This is my day." And once those weeks pass, they don't come back. When people hear that number, something shifts inside. Not because it's small, but because it suddenly feels real. Welcome to Ideas Explained. This is a place for slowing down and making sense of ideas that quietly shape how life feels. Modern life runs on a quiet promise that if you just keep going, everything will work itself out. But later keeps moving. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. So most people don't feel time passing. They just feel busy. 4,000 weeks doesn't promise a better system. It asks a harder question. What if there is never enough time to do everything? Most productivity advice is really just a way to feel in control. But control is not the same as peace. Life isn't something you finish, it's something you're inside of. One of the hardest things to accept is that life has edges. We like to imagine there is always more time waiting. But deep down, everyone knows. Something will always be left undone. That feeling can be uncomfortable. Because it forces a quiet question. What am I choosing? Every time I choose something else. If time were endless, nothing would matter. It is only because life is limited that moments carry weight. A conversation means something because it happens now, and not forever. A goodbye is painful because it is real. When people rush through life, they are trying to escape this truth. That time is moving whether they are ready or not. 4,000 weeks suggests something simple, but deeply uncomfortable. Stop trying to fit everything in. Start choosing what matters. Meaning is built through small commitments, not big dramatic changes, but steady choices. This might mean doing one thing well instead of 10 things halfway. It might mean giving attention to one person instead of being everywhere at once. Letting go of some paths is not a loss. It is what gives shape to the path you are on. Anxiety comes from trying to hold everything, Peace comes from choosing. When people stop racing time, they often feel lighter. Not because life is easier, but because it makes sense. 4,000 weeks is not a prison. It is the frame that makes the picture beautiful. When you notice time, you begin to feel gratitude. Not for everything, but for what you still have. Life only happens in the week you are in, not in the one you missed, not in the one you are waiting for. This week is one of your 4,000. That makes it quietly precious. The moments you remember most are usually quiet. A conversation, a walk, an ordinary evening. A meaningful life is not one that does everything. It's one that chooses what matters. When you stop trying to fit everything in, you finally feel space to breathe. 4,000 weeks is not a deadline. It's a reminder that your time is real and worth caring about. These ideas come from 4,000 Weeks by Oliver Burkeman. The book is linked below, and if you enjoy calm, thoughtful ideas like this, you may enjoy the rest of Ideas Explained.